I was still trying to get myself together and take some notes so I wouldn't forget what I was going to talk about for this live stream. We got a lot to talk about today. Let me make sure my seat is correct. And I'm going to give people time to come in before we fully dive into this subject. This is like part 2 to the video I did 2 weeks ago regarding jobs and job security and what's going on currently with the American economy and all that stuff. So all this stuff is going to be talked about on this live stream. If you're coming in, please let me know where y'all coming from and tuning in from. Make sure all my chat messages is on while people are still coming in. Okay. Hold on a second. Yeah, okay, it says all messages. So I just want to make sure it's on so I can see what y'all talking about. If y'all have any questions at the end of the video, you know how we normally do for my live streams, y'all. I'm so happy to be on live too, Brandy. You said hi, so happy to catch you live. Yes, this needs to be talked about. So I was supposed to went on live last week, but unfortunately something happened. So I decided to come on live today. So I'm happy to be here as well because this is a serious topic. Yes, we're going to laugh and giggle and talk, but it's also serious at the same time what's really going on out here with these jobs and just everything going on with the cost of living. We're going to cover all that. We're going to bring out all that. And what y'all need to do with the Holy Spirit is desperately putting on my heart for his children to do while we're going through all this. So I don't know how long I'm going to be on this live because y'all know when I start talking and when I start really getting into my topics and bringing out the stuff from the news and the stuff that I've researched on my own, it can go into an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Y'all got me today. I ain't got nothing to do today for the Shabbat other than pray, fast, and pray that the Heavenly Father keep me in these last and evil days. So I'm here. So I don't know how long I'm gonna be. I can't say I'm gonna be an hour. I can't say I'm gonna be an hour and a half. There's too much going on for me to keep ignoring it, for me not to talk about it, and for us not to discuss this on my channel. Okay? And I'm gonna bring out, I know I think 2 weeks ago when I talked about the part 1, I told you all the reason why I did the video was because there was a subscriber on my channel. Let me get her name, because I believe I put her name here. Inspiring the Coffee Club Ministries. She's my age. She did tell me she was my age, and she normally comments on my channel a lot. Well, she basically was the one to bring it to my attention when I was doing my live streams before. Can you talk about these jobs? Because they're a problem too in America. That it's like it opened up a can of worms for me to talk about that, because she was correct. I do need to cover this stuff. So 2 weeks ago, if you guys have tuned into that live that I just posted about part 1, job security, I covered a lot of personal stuff that live on what I've been through with jobs. But this week, we're going to cover what's happening in the news and other people and situations that I'm noticing around America on social media, TikTok, users uploading themselves, talking about their jobs. We're going to talk about that today for part 2. Okay, so I'm happy you all here. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're like 3 minutes in. There's enough people so far on the live. If you're late to the live or you want to watch the whole thing, I will post it, y'all know. And you could go back and watch it at a later time if you're busy right now and got something to do. So if you're tuning in late, don't worry about it. It will be posted and y'all can watch it later, okay? Those of you that want to watch it later. Okay, Sing Angel said, good day. Tempted to leave, but the new situation is not quite an upgrade. We're going to cover all that, okay? All that. Let me know where you guys are coming from in here. If you're new to my channel, what state you're in, what country you're in, because I know people tune in from outside the U.S., so I want to know, where are you guys tuning in from? Let me know in the chat. Okay, Holy Cabro said New York. Somebody said England. Okay, thank you for tuning in from England. Okay, Utah, Ohio. Anywhere else, other countries tuning in? Anybody else? Nigeria. Okay, Nigeria. Okay. Welcome to you, the person from Nigeria. Okay, yeah, see, I knew people was tuning in from other countries because I heard you guys before say that you tune in for other countries. Somebody said they're from Morocco. Okay, and you want to live in the US. Well, that's well, hopefully this video don't discourage you from moving, but it might. I'm not gonna lie, okay? You say you're in Morocco and you want to live in the United States, but I hope what I'm bringing out, I'm not trying to discourage nobody from moving if you want to move, but definitely do your research on the place and really make sure your ducks is in a row before you move to a country from another country, because you never know what the system is and what's going on over there, okay? That's all I want to let you know. So somebody said Namibia. Okay, I don't know where that's at. That's the first time I heard that name. Okay, Italy. Okay, we got Italy in the house. Okay, this is a blessing. That's a blessing. That's a blessing that I'm reaching people with my platform, not just in the United States, but in the other countries. That is a blessing, y'all. Y'all don't know how blessed I am to see that people support my channel and that my channel is gaining subscribers the way it's gaining in the last 2 years. That's a huge blessing for me because I never knew I was going to reach this many people with just my voice. But my voice matters to the Heavenly Father in these last and evil days because I am His. I'm Holy Spirit anointed and I don't play when it comes to Him and the stuff He brought me out of in my life. So I take my walk spiritually with the Heavenly Father very seriously. I take it very seriously. I don't play. So I can't play. I've been through too much. All right. So it's a lot. All right. You said South Africa. Namibia is in South Africa. Okay. Okay. Well, blessings to you for watching from South Africa. Blessings to you. And thank you for tuning in on today. Okay. Thank you, Wong Lok. Okay. I haven't even really said anything yet. And you gave me a contribution. You said, God bless you. Love from Hong Kong. Okay. Thank you from Hong Kong. Okay. That's China. I know that's China. So I got people tuning in from China. That is a blessing. Thank you for your contribution, Wong Lock 831. I thought I said it right, but Wong Lock 831 from Hong Kong. Bless you. I'm going to heart it if it allows. Yeah, it allows me to heart it. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and get started, y'all. It's time. It's time to dive into this subject about job security and what's currently going on in the American economy, rent prices, spiritual warfare going on when it comes to jobs. I got a few examples that I seen in the news that I wrote down that I will cover. And y'all let me know y'all opinion and what y'all think. If you got any questions, ask. I'll try to open up the chat lines about questions at the end of the live when I get done. To answer any questions that y'all have regarding this topic. Okay, because it's a lot going on. All right. Okay, so this is part 2. So the very first topic or subject about this job security and why I believe the Holy Spirit wants His children to look to Him and possibly y'all get your own business or become an entrepreneur is because of the way these jobs operate right here in America alone. Now, I can't speak for other countries right now. I'm going by the American where I'm at, United States. What I'm seeing around me, I done lived in 3 states, and I'm 36 years old. I started off in Illinois as a young girl. It was poor up there. Then I moved to Texas. A lot of you guys already know this if you follow my channel for a while. I lived in Texas for about 16 years. Drama over there with jobs and everything. And now I'm in Florida and it's the same stuff with these jobs. Okay, you cannot make this up. You literally can't make none of this up about jobs. So it's a lot going on. Holy Cabro said, I can't work a regular job for the life of me. I'm either doing gigs or selling things. But the struggle has been real, a lot of spiritual warfare and delays. Exactly. All right. So I hate to bust y'all bubble based off that comment. Your job is not secure. I don't care who you are. I don't care what degree you have. I don't care if you got a master's degree. I don't care if you got a doctor's degree. I don't care who you are. I don't care what ethnicity group you come from. Even though there's a particular ethnic group that get affected worse compared to other ethnic groups. I do believe that also. We're going to cover that as well, okay? Based off a story I just saw, okay? I don't care what type of educational background you got. Your job is not secure working for somebody else. You are just a number to these jobs. They don't care about you. The moment they get rid of you or they cause you to either pass away on the job or something happens to you, they replace you with somebody else. Okay? That's what they're going to do. That's what these jobs are designed to do. You quit, they don't care. You just a number. They want you to file for unemployment if they get rid of you, and then they put somebody else in your place. That's how these jobs operate. It's like a repetitive cycle, in and out the door, okay? And they're going to forget you. God forbid, but they forget you. When you put in all that work for the company, similar to what I have done, while your health is going down, okay? Your health is on the line. And then they forget about you as an employee soon as you quit or they fire you or terminate you or lay you off. Okay? That's what's going on these jobs. And if you guys thinking it's not going on, you are sadly mistaken. It's going on, and it's a crisis going on in America right now that the main news streams, CNN, ABC, NBC News, are not covering. But if you go on TikTok, if you go on Facebook, if you go on even YouTube, you go on Instagram, you got people crying their eyes out because they cannot make ends meet due to a job laying them off, firing them, or they get an eviction notice. We're going to cover all the stuff, okay? All this is going on, but they're not covering it on the main news. But we're seeing it. So we cannot keep ignoring this. Me as a content creator can't ignore that this stuff is going on. I literally told you guys 2 weeks ago on a live that I had somebody close to me that I know tell me, I don't even speak to this person often, but immediately when I spoke to this particular person, they tell me through text message, hey, Ashley, I just got laid off. Now, it was devastating. You know, I'm like, wow, I literally just spoke to you. We don't speak often at all. And you mean to tell me from the time we spoke to today now, you're laid off your job? Well, how long you been on the job? So the person tell me just about 5 months. The last job wasn't good. Something happened there. So I got on this job and now they laid me off too. Said something about they wasn't producing the numbers that they wanted. So they just got rid of the person. How many times have y'all heard that? Oh, you're not producing the numbers for our company, so we're going to lay you off. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. What they do. And now you got to file for unemployment, and that unemployment game is a whole game by itself. They want you to report every week what you making on unemployment just so you can get off. That's a game in itself, unemployment. Anybody been on unemployment in my chat? Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you got laid off a job and you immediately need to apply for unemployment, the games they put you through even with that. I've been there a few times. I got tired of unemployment. I said, I don't like this either. For the bare minimum they give you until you find you another job. Okay? That's what's going on here. Okay, the first story. Let's dive into the first story on why your job can cause you to pass away on the job. Why you trying to make ends meet to support your family? Or if you don't have a family, you're a single person like me with no children, no family yet, you're still struggling because of the cost of living just keeps every year. But your income is like this, stagnant. Like they said, somebody said for the last 10 years, the wages at these jobs has been stagnant since 2016. Nobody has seen pay raise increases, but yet rent prices, mortgage prices, and all this stuff is going up. Okay? Y'all, people are about to crash out, y'all. They're causing people to crash out. And it's not funny, it's not fair. It's not fair. Okay? This story takes us to Texas. Y'all know I'm from Texas, so this story stood out. After I did the video 2 weeks ago about the job security to part 1, I was on Instagram scrolling. You know, social media, so everything is on social media now. So I'm scrolling and I happen to run across this story. Okay, Jacob Taylor. Does that ring a bell to anybody? Put a 1 in the chat if you heard this story. If you have not, put a 2. Jacob Taylor out of Dallas, Texas. Jacob Taylor, Dallas, Texas. If you heard this man's story, put a 1 in the chat. If you have not, put a 2. Jacob Taylor, rest in peace to this man, because unfortunately he's not with us anymore. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. There's a lot of 2s in the chat. Okay, perfect. So let's cover his story. I don't know when it happened, but I believe it was this year. It could have been last year or the previous 2 years, but I believe his story was this year, 2026, Dallas, Texas, the hottest state in America. I lived in Texas for 16 years. That state is hot. When I tell you it's hot, the sun like it sits over the city. I got excruciating headaches being in Texas. The last 4 years I was there. Houston alone is hot. I'm talking about the humidity level is at over 110 degrees in the summer. Anybody from Texas know what I'm talking about. Y'all know I'm not making this up. It is hot in Texas. Okay? Hot. I get here to Florida and these folks complaining that it's hot in Florida. And I'm looking like, you ain't been to Texas. How y'all saying Florida's hot? Even though Florida is hot, don't get me wrong. It's been 92, 94 degrees all this week. But Florida got tropical weather where it's windy. It gets a breeze at times. It rains often to cool it off. And they have beaches that you can go to go get in the water, and swimming pools. They got all that surrounding Florida, along with their beautiful palm trees to keep the breeze, all these trees and this green life down here to keep the wind flowing in this heat. Texas don't have that. Texas is a whole different ball game. So when they're saying, oh, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot, I said, y'all ain't been to Texas. And a lot of these people say they want to move to Texas, you know, because they ain't been in Florida too long. Well, if you're dealing with the hot over here, how you going to deal with Texas? It's worse over there. Texas is in a drought. It does not rain. When it does rain, it floods. It can rain for 5 minutes in Texas, and next thing you know, everybody's under flood waters. That's what I've been experiencing since I've been in Houston. It's not a game down there in Texas. But people keep moving there because politics say it's a good place to move to. It is. But at the same time, at what risk? At what cost? You move into somewhere and it's like this. Texas is hot. All right. So me seeing this story about Jacob Taylor kind of boiled me. It caused my blood to boil because it's like I did not know that this man passed away due to his job regarding this reason. And I never heard this before. Okay? Jacob Taylor was a 51-year-old Jacob Taylor was a 51-year-old USPS African American, so they call him. But I'm going to call him by his correct ethnicity. He's a Hebrew Israelite man, not African American. African America is 2 continents. That's not a person's ethnic background. Okay? He's a Hebrew Israelite man, most likely from the tribe of Judah, like myself. Okay? This 51-year-old man was working USPS, according to Instagram, in Dallas, Texas. He was doing his deliveries to mail people their mail. And they said he passed away in a hospital hours later due to a heat stroke in Dallas, Texas. So it's easy to look at the story and say when you first see it, oh, he probably didn't have any water, he probably overworked himself, and blame the victim, when really it's a system that was at play on why this man lost his life. They said he caught a heat stroke. So I'm like, how did he catch a heat stroke? You know, driving his little mail carrier truck. You know those little trucks that they drive, they mail. Y'all know the mail USPS trucks. And they get out and they put the mail in the thing, they get back in their truck and they drive away like everything's good. Okay? Well, I'm looking at the comments and somebody brings out that, oh, the USPS drivers has not been having air conditioning in their mail cars for decades now. What? Wait, what? Did I just read that? Wait, what? What do you mean USPS mail carriers don't have air conditioning, especially in Texas? Like I just said, it's 105-degree weather and it's humid weather all day, every day in Texas. And they say in the comment section that USPS postal workers have not had air conditioner in their vehicles for years. I about lost it. I almost lost it. What do you mean? Is the United States so cheap that they don't have air conditioning for their drivers busting their butt for 7-8 hours in the hot sun to do a job so they can pay their bills to survive and keep a roof over their head? They don't have any air conditioning in their trucks. We're in 2026. What do you mean a work vehicle? This is considered, work vehicles are considered commercial vehicles. It's a commercial vehicle. It's a job vehicle for you to do your job. But they said the mail carriers don't have air conditioning. I was like, wow. But y'all telling everybody that this man passed away from a heat stroke. Well, no wonder, especially in Texas. Especially in Texas. They said he was delivering his mail and just passed out, y'all. That's literally how the article is like it went. They said he was in the middle of doing his runs to mail people their mail and passed out and died at the hospital. Rest in peace to Jacob Taylor, but I had to bring this out on why I said you can die playing around with these jobs. You can literally die. While they're underpaying y'all, they're not paying you what you're worth, you don't see a pay raise, and cost of living constantly goes up to stress people out. And then you die because you're trying to work to make ends meet and they just don't give a darn. America just don't give a darn. Matt Cole said, how can you people sit here and listen to her? Yeah, I'm going to try not to yell at Matt, but he about to get on timeout right now. Matt, please don't come to my channel. I'm going to tell you as humbly as possible. Do not come to my channel because you a troll. Asking me how do people come and sit here and listen to me. If you go by what I'm talking about right now, you can see why people are listening to me as my intelligent self, bringing out American issues that you refuse to talk about, Matt, CO123, whoever you are. If you can't understand why people are listening to me, you are part of the problem. So I'm going to put you on timeout because I can't believe you right now. Based off what I just said in 24 minutes. And the very first story I brung out. So let me go ahead and get you up out of here because you're not going to get on my nerves today. And matter of fact, because you want to be funny, the first person that I saw, you're going to get put on timeout for 24 hours. I don't want to hear you, Matt. I don't want to hear you right now. I'm not playing today. Please get up out of here. Do not come back. Okay. That was Jacob Taylor's story. All right, y'all. If I'm emotional and I'm loud, I have a reason, y'all. This is the Shabbat. I'm keeping it real with you all. This is the Shabbat. We are in the last and evil days. We got earthquakes raging everywhere. People are losing their life every day. So if I'm yelling and hollering and I'm trying to get y'all my point across, I apologize. But if you come over here, you're going to hear the real. You ain't going to hear no fake stuff and me sugarcoating nothing. I'm not finna sugarcoat what's going on in America for people's feelings because they don't want to hear me yelling. This is worth to be yelling about, the stuff that's going on. In the Bible, it says in scripture, woe to the woman that gives suck in those days. Another reason why I'm yelling. Let's repeat that again. It said in the last days, woe to the woman that gives suck, meaning baby, suck in those days. Why do you think the Heavenly Father told his prophets to put that in the scripture for the end times? Because he knew something. In those times, people going to be having babies and they're not going to even be able to afford their babies. Because the cost of living is going to be high. This was already in Bible prophecy. Job security is not going to be there. So all these women that's having babies, they're going to struggle. Especially if they're a single mom. How many women you know in your own personal life that's a single mom? She got pregnant by a guy and he left her and she's raising them babies by herself. It's plenty of black women going through that. Women that look like me on the reason why I don't want to be have a baby daddy or have children outside of wedlock. I need to know I'm secure before I bring a baby into this cruel, wicked earth. But Matt says he don't know why I'm yelling. The person I just put on timeout. He don't understand how people listen to me on my channel. What? He don't know why I'm yelling, y'all. He don't know why I'm so radical about my topics during my Shabbat lives. He don't understand why. He's a liar. He was a liar on my channel right now. He wants to stir confusion in my chat. Y'all, it's so bad out here. Is anybody aware of the rent prices currently in America? Put a 1 in the chat if you, or matter of fact, put hearts in the chat if you're aware of these rent prices increase. And put a no or put a star if you're not aware of what they're doing with rent and mortgage prices currently in 2026. Please let me know so we can cover that right now. It's really devastating out here, y'all. It's like we one step away from being homeless, a lot of people, because of what they're doing. Okay, so many of you guys knew that I moved to my apartment not too long ago. Y'all knew when I was in my last apartment situation because I covered that with y'all, and now I stay in this beautiful, I got my refrigerator, I got a water, it's a beautiful apartment, don't get me wrong, okay, where I live at now in the suburbs in Florida. It wasn't nobody but Abba Yahuwah, God, Heavenly Father, Abba Yahuwah, that's his name. It was nobody but him. But even me, it's not secure with the way everything is. Okay? So when I got this apartment, let's cover this. I was told you have to make, matter of fact, before I even got here to this particular apartment, I was doing apartment searches because I was tired of my last living situation. Y'all already know I'm not gonna cover that again, but y'all know about my situation. So if you check out my previous live videos, y'all will see it, me talking about it briefly, very briefly. Well, I was looking for something else. I didn't like the neighborhood. They had a filth problem where I was living at when I first moved to Florida in that neighborhood. But they said it was considered the suburb, Tampa Palm area, a good community. That's the lie they told me when I first got here to the state of Florida. So the rent was already high. For a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, you were paying $2,200. And that was year 2022. Soon as I graduated college, right after their pandemic or during their pandemic. It shocked me. I said, wait, rent is this high? I was already questioning this the last 4 or 5 years. Why is rent $2,200 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath in this not so good looking apartment? It don't look that good at all. So I'm hearing different Florida people talk, and I happen to have, it was a leasing agent that worked there. He was the manager back in 2022 when I first got the apartment. So I happened to ask him, well, why is rent so high? You mean to tell me a small 1,500 square feet apartment is $2,200 to $2,500? His words verbatim. It's gonna trip y'all out. Now, this was the manager in the last apartment situation I was in. I stayed in that community for about 3 years. 3 years of my time. Before I got tired of them and I had to go. Find something better. His words was, the reason why we increased the rent here in Florida was because we want to keep people out of Florida. Because since the pandemic, everybody's moving here, down here to Florida, and we want to keep them out. That was his words to me, y'all. I cannot make this up. Do y'all hear what I just said? Did y'all hear that? Do I need to repeat? Did y'all hear what I just said? The manager of that apartment complex at that time in 2022 told me the reason why they're increasing the rent so much in Florida is because they're trying to keep people from moving to Florida. Because everybody wants to move here from other places due to this pandemic situation and everything that's going on. So we increasing rent purposely down here to keep people out of Florida to prevent them from moving here. You don't tell nobody that. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm literally thinking to myself, if you think people going to stop moving because y'all want to raise the rent, you crazy, because you don't know their living situation and what they're going through. So what do you think you raising the rent prices is going to do for people not moving here? People are still moving here, still in 2026. People still moving to Texas. People still moving around the country to find better living situations. So you're not going to get rid of people that way. So now fast forward 4 years later, in 2026, it has even went up even more. Now the apartment people are getting so bold. They're getting so bold, y'all, that when you go, like when I said, when I got this apartment, immediately this is what I was told. Before I even got to this one, I visited another apartment literally like 5 minutes away from this where I stay at now. With 5 minutes, I was going through a lot with the last apartment people. Why they was charging me all that money for a small living space. Okay, when I first started my YouTube channel and which I was seeing me living at on those videos, it was small in there. That apartment was only 800 square feet and I was paying $1,600 for it, y'all. And it was bad living everywhere. It was trashy, it was filthy, and they was charging me all that money for that apartment. So I happen to say enough is enough. They threatened to evict me. Y'all know from based off whoever saw my last live streams, we're going to evict you if you come back to the leasing office telling us about our filthiness in the community, Ashley. We're going to evict you if you come back to this office one time. I said, you know what? I'm done. I was done when they said that. And I went on my way and found me something like within 3 weeks of me getting that letter posted on my door. Literally. God is good. I cannot make this up. If I would have got evicted, That would have messed up my chances for getting other apartments. Y'all know how this go. If you get an eviction notice, they can mess you up from getting other apartments and from living in somewhere and possibly run you to be homeless. Then you got to play the court game. And they knew they was being foul and evil, these people. So that's why I wrote them up plenty of times, telling them Florida, the main headquarters about these apartments and environmental issues. I had to write them up several times because there's no way you put an eviction notice on my door because you mad because I'm telling y'all got trash everywhere. Raccoons are tearing up trash in front of our apartments because your trash team refused to pick it up. So the raccoons are just having their way out here in this neighborhood, jumping at residents because y'all keep it nasty over here. How you going to evict me for that? And then y'all want to make it seem like I'm chasing this Puerto Rican, half mixed breed, black Caribbean dude with good, clean skin, silky hair up in the leasing office. Y'all, all right, don't play with me like that, but they tried it, y'all. They tried it. I cannot make this up. They tried that with me. And it backfired because it was supposed to backfire. You don't do people like that. Right? So, about the rent prices. When I was leaving that situation, I happened to go literally 5 minutes away from where I live at now. There was another apartment community that I checked out first. I noticed up in this area, because this is a suburb area of Tampa. It's very nice out here. They still developing out here. A lot of construction going on because people moving down here. All right. So I said, that's a nice community. That was my first vibe when I was driving. That's a nice area. Let me go see what they're talking about. Y'all, I kid you not. I get up in there. This is at the beginning of this year. I get in there and these white women, they were white, blonde hair, white women that's my age. They said, hey, you know how fake they be acting, these businesses. They act so fake, especially when you are of a certain ethnic group. Hey, you know. Oh, you looking for an apartment? Okay, yeah, okay. Well, let me get some information from you. Y'all know how it goes when you apply for jobs or even applying for apartments or housing or whatever you're doing to live. You know, we're gonna take some in. We're gonna set you up an appointment for you to come back. You know, so I'm like, all right, I'm not doing too well in my last living situation. I'm looking for something better. And she says, okay, well, we got to do a background check on you. You know, the local, they tell you, we got to do a background check. We got to make sure you're not a criminal. We got to make sure you going through the red tape, basically. It's red tape. My dad used to call this red tape when I was growing up. You got to make sure we got to make sure you're not especially, oh, you're a black woman too. We got to make sure you're not a criminal. We got to make sure you're making income. You know, it's going to be some time, okay? But we can show you around. We can show you around. Okay. So I'm like, all right. Now, mind you, they didn't know what I did. They didn't know I was a content creator. They didn't know nothing about me at this time when I first went in there. I just know I need another apartment. Somebody said blacklisting you. Yeah, the red tape, blacklisting, whatever they want to do. That's what they do every day, all day in America. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. So I know y'all tired of it. Especially when I ain't got no criminal background. But these folks will try to set you up in anything, especially if you're a person of color. But yet I'm not a criminal. But they try to make you out to be a criminal. So I'm like, all right. I can come back so she literally wasted my time for 3 days. They asked me for a deposit. They asked me, Claire, 2002, we're going to get there. You said they're racist in the job and healthcare. We're going to cover a story about that too. I'm going to get there. I'm just doing it in steps, okay? We're going to cover all this on why you can't play with these jobs and your jobs are not secure, along with the cost of living. So she tells me this blonde hair white woman is flowing. They got their dresses on, and then you got the one coming from the back. hold on a second, ma'am, because they can't believe a woman like me is in their neighborhood anyway. That's the looks they were giving me, but they're smiling. But I know you can't afford this apartment, Ashley. No, you can't afford this, because they know they ain't paying my people nothing on their jobs. So they're looking at me. So she said, just give me a second. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anybody had an apartment where they're trying to move and you went through this? Please let me know in the chat so people won't think I'm crazy. Please let me know. Put a one in the chat if you've been through this. So she gets up from the desk and says, hold on a second. Let me go get my manager and talk to her for a moment. You know the little logo they give you, their fakeness, their phoniness. Let me get up for a moment because, hold on, okay? The reason why she's doing this is because she's surprised that I'm in the neighborhood. Why is she surprised that you're in the neighborhood, Ashley? Well, they increasing rent prices. Now they want you to make 3 times the rent. 3 times the rent. So let's calculate this, okay? What's 3 times? If I go to apartment community and they tell me that to get a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment in this lovely suburban community, the rent starting off at, I think the price that she told me, I'm just think for a moment because I can't remember the exact price, but I'm telling you it was about like $1,800 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment in this suburban community in Florida. $1,800 is the rent price for that 2-bedroom, 2-bath. You have to make 3 times the rent. So all you guys that's not efficient in math, and those of you that are, we're going to calculate this still, okay? The rent is $1,800 for this particular bedroom. 2-bathroom, 2-bedroom. You have to make 3 times the rent, is what she told me. So 1,800 times 3. Let's times that by 3. Where's my math geniuses in the chat? Let's times that by 3. Somebody said per month. Yes. Algorithm, you said per month. Absolutely correct. You have, now in America, you have to make, in certain states, you have to make 3 times the rent in order to even be qualified to get the apartment. I cannot make this up. So let's times that. 1,800 times 3. I'm going to do my math here. You got, okay. 0. Okay. 8 times 3 is 24. I'm just calculating right now. Okay. 0, 0. 8 times 3 is 24. And then, okay, let's add that, carry that over. Do y'all see that price? Let me make it bigger for y'all. Let me make it a little bigger so I can show y'all. 1,800 times 3 adds up to this number. Y'all see that? Do y'all see that? That's 3 times the rent. It's an 1,800 apartment for the rent that you need to pay in a month. But that's how much you need to make to qualify for that apartment. That's $5,400. $5,400. 3 times the rent. $5,400 to stay in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,800 rent priced apartment. You actually need to make 3 times the rent. We need to see on your bank statements. Well, where do you work, Ashley? Where do you work? Because they already know. A lot of these white people in America, or these Edomites, they already know we're not making that type of money on their jobs, their 9-to-5 jobs. They know we're not making that. If you're not a doctor or lawyer, you are not making that unless you're doing some illegal work, illegally getting a lot of money. But you're not making that on a regular 9-to-5 job. There's no way. So now y'all can understand why she went to the back, questioning me and want to do a criminal background check and the red tape they put you through. Somebody said the Edomites aren't making that either. We gonna get there too. I'm gonna get there. Hold on, give me some time. That's why I said I don't know how long I was gonna be on this live. Give me some time. We're gonna get there about your comment. They ain't making that money either. Hold on, we gonna get there. That made me laugh right now, but give me one Okay? That's what the lady told me. So she goes, excuse me again, because I know this nigger woman don't make no $5,400. No, she can't. I'm just saying, she's not saying it to me, but you know. Otherwise, they wouldn't put the stipulation up here. They wouldn't put that stipulation there. She's not, there's no way somebody like her with her class and caliber, she cannot be making $5,400. So let me go speak to my manager. Hold on, Ashley. So I'm sitting there smiling just like how they do, being fake with them too. Knowing my last living situation is very stressful right now, and they looking to evict me because I'm telling them about themselves with their trash and feces infested issues because they got their dogs crapping everywhere outside. So I really need a new apartment. I don't want to deal with these folks no more. They got me messed up for real as a child of God. So I'm sitting there, gotta go through it, y'all. I gotta go through it. We always do as Holy Spirit-filled children. We gotta go through it with these devils. Well, they put all type of red tape on us. So she gets back and said, well, we need to collect. Kim Jones, you're the only one that's saying you can't hear me. Everybody else can hear me. Maybe it's something wrong with your volume. So click out and click back in, sister. That's all I can tell you. Is everybody else's volume okay? She says she can't hear me. Can y'all hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can. Okay, you're the only one, Kim. So just log out and try to log back in. I don't know what's going on your end. I don't know if you're in a bad area, but everybody else can hear me. I apologize if you can't hear. I could try. I yell a lot, so I don't want to go no louder. Okay. So I'll try to turn up the volume, but everybody else can hear me, sister. I'm sorry if you can't hear. I turned up my volume a little more, but I'm not going to turn it up too much. Somebody said she's trying to. You said you can hear me now. Okay, perfect. Okay. God bless you, sister. She might. Let's just give her the benefit of the doubt. She might have couldn't hear. Okay. Sometimes we got elder people that watch. We don't know who's behind the channel, so let's just give her the benefit of the doubt, okay? She says she can hear now. All praises to the Most High. Okay, she can hear. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys going through this now, but I know I went through this literally just about 6 months ago. And they also take a security deposit even if you don't get the apartment. How many of you guys been through that with these apartment communities? Oh, well, we got to take a security deposit, and we also got to take your application fee. Have y'all been through that? I cannot make this up, y'all. We got to take an application fee for you to even consider to apply for this apartment, even though we told you it's 3 times the rent that you need to make. We need to collect $50 for your application fee, and we also need to collect a security deposit to hold the apartment for you. How many of you guys have heard that? Because I know I ain't crazy. That's what they told me. So I'm like, all right, ma'am, here's the $50. I need an apartment. I need to move. I don't want to be in my living situation where I don't want to be homeless. So I'm willing to do whatever you want me to do. But you really charging 3 times the rent? That's the first time I ever heard that, y'all, moving to Florida. 3 times the rent? Most jobs ain't paying nobody $5,400 on these 9-to-5 jobs. Where are they paying that money at? That we need to make 3 times the rent to even qualify to get this apartment, ma'am. Well, unfortunately, that's our rules. That's what you need to make. So I thought they were just playing with me until I got to social media. Now that we're in the month of August, it's not just me going through this. It's going on all over the United States. I'm like, somebody said they want us homeless. Exactly, they want us homeless. They got to at this point. Because what is this? When these jobs are laying people off, they're firing people. You can die on the job, like I just brung out the Jacob Taylor situation. What job is paying this amount to the point where y'all raising these rent prices to 3 times the rent? So y'all, I cannot make this up. I gave her the application fee. They made it seem like the white girl that was the leasing agent, she heard about my last living situation, and she even called the other app because she said, well, we need to, this is another red tape they did. Well, we want to see where you was living at. Sorry, y'all. We want to see where you was living at before you applied here. Can we call your other, can you put in the application your previous living situation? So I felt like they was trying to get me then, y'all. Cause y'all already know I got problems with the other apartment. They can easily say, don't put her in here because we got issues with her over here. You know how this stuff can go. Similar to jobs. They fire you off a job. It's similar with the apartments now. They fire you off a job. That employee that you gotten fired from can tell them the new job you're going to not hire you because you had a situation on the last job. Even though you probably ain't did nothing wrong, they gonna go by their word because they're the employer and you're the employee. It's the same thing with the apartments. So this is what this lady said to me. Well, I said, here you got here that I don't want to give my last living situation. I got problems with them right now. This is what I told her. Well, y'all know how white women be acting. She looked like she was about like 22, 23. Mind y'all, I'm a 36-year-old woman. But she looks like she's about 22 or 23. Well, unfortunately, we gonna need to see who you lived with before you got here. We need to see your rental history. More red tape to get your information. We need to see your rental history that you're able to afford this apartment and you're going to be able to keep up with your rent payments, Ashley. All right, ma'am. Well, this is where I stayed at and this is the issues I had with them, just to let you know. So I said, I can't call her. So I tried to call the leasing office. They were being funny the whole time with me. They won't even answer my phone calls. So I was already in a bind, right? I was already in a bind, looking like I was about to be homeless. So she goes, well, let me call her. I'll call her from my cell phone because we need some information from them in order to give you this apartment. So she called her on the phone. And I'm telling you, that lady, the white lady that was in the last leasing office apartment, hello? Who is this? Like the same way that they were acting with me in that leasing office, she was acting like that with the white girl on the phone. So the girl was on here, I just need some information because we got a person named Ashley that's here and we're trying to give her a new apartment. So now they already know what I'm doing. The last apartment that want to get me evicted. Mind you all, they wanted to evict me. So now they know what I'm doing. This is what they do all day, these white folks. They know exactly what I'm doing. I cannot get around not telling them nothing if I wanted to just move. They know now. Oh, she's trying to move. Oh, okay. Well, so she on the phone smiling and so she hangs up and she goes, wow, she was rude. This is what the girl tells me, the representative that's trying to give me the apartment. Wow, if she's like that with me and I never met her before, I can imagine how she's like with you. And that's what I was trying to explain to her. But they don't care. They act like they care, but they really don't. So she said, okay, well, you making some good money. You said you got your own, you got your own business going. So you making some good money and all right. But I guess 3 times the rent was still on the table. You need to make that $5,400 at least for us to even give you the apartment. And we also need to take you got your security deposit money because we need to collect that from you like right now. So I'm like, okay, darn, I got to give you a security deposit and I haven't even got the apartment yet. Yeah, this is going on out here, y'all. You mean to tell me I got to pay you a $400 security deposit? Literally, it was that price. And I haven't even got the apartment yet. Well, yeah, a part of the application process for us to hold the apartment, we need to collect that money up front now. So I'm like, my gosh, okay, let me get out my card. Here's the $400, ma'am. What more do you want from me? What more do y'all want in America? So Somebody said $400 is cheap. No, it's not for a security deposit if you're not secured in an apartment. That's not cheap. What do you mean that's cheap? That's expensive for a security deposit when you have not got the apartment yet. That's not cheap at all. I don't know why you said that. Okay, well, if y'all think that's cheap, I don't know. I don't think that's cheap. You paying a security deposit that high and you not even guaranteed the apartment. So they're just taking free money from you. They're taking free money from you, you that said that comment. How is that cheap when they're taking free money from you and you're not guaranteed the apartment? And that's what brings my next point now that you said that. You say you're used to paying 3 times that for security. Well, it's all a scam. It's all scamming. It's still high. It's still expensive. 400 or you times that by 3. Okay, what that put you at? 1,200? That's still, okay, that's high too. But all of it is high if you're not going to get the apartment. And that's what happened to me next. They took my security deposit, put me through all that red tape. They went and talked to their people in the back. That's what she did. Other white ladies coming back, the managers, looking up in my face, literally like the Negro woman I am, smiling and hold on a second, let's do our part, then go back and, oh, we'll get back to you later. But we got your security deposit. Y'all, the very next day, I get an email. Guess what that email says? Can y'all take a wild guess? Unfortunately, you don't qualify for this apartment, Ashley, because you don't make 3 times the rent like when we want that $5,400 that you're supposed to make in a month. You don't make that, so you don't qualify. So you know they laughed at me at the other apartments. Ha 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 ha. But I'm gonna tell you how I got these devils. I'm gonna tell you how I got them. Because God is good. God is still good. Ha 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 ha. She can't get the apartment, so our eviction process just might go. Oh, we're so happy. We might evict this black woman because she's bothering us about our feces problem, our trash problem. We think she's harassing this Puerto Rican, good-skinned Puerto Rican guy. I'm not going to say his name because it's not important. We think she's harassing him in there because she wants him, but he don't want her. He don't date black women like her, even though he's black. But because he's half Puerto Rican, he thinks he's white like them. You know how these Hispanics be acting. So we're going to set her up so we can get her evicted. So she didn't get that apartment. Great. You already know this is being talked about behind the scenes. Y'all got to read between the lines. But I'm going to tell you how I got these devils because, again, God is good. God is so good. I happened to be driving right after my birthday in January. I'm still going through it with these people at this apartments. They trying to really set me up. I've been getting into it with these people going on about 8 months now. They was even rude to a family member coming to visit me. That's how bad these folks are, but they want all this rent money. I happen to have been driving, y'all, in the same exact neighborhood that I'm at right now when I went to the last apartments and they said I did not qualify. This apartment is 5 minutes away and driving. Matter of fact, it's not even 5 minutes. It's 3 minutes away from the last apartment that said I didn't qualify. Where I'm living at right now, I can't make this up. This beautiful apartment right now where you see this beautiful refrigerator. You see this island kitchen table. See that? Y'all see my apartment. Y'all see where I live at, right? Y'all see this thing? It's beautiful, right? For an apartment. Yeah, don't get me wrong. And it's a beautiful place. All right? That's literally 3 minutes away from the last people that said I did not qualify. That's what they say. That's what they told me. You don't qualify here in this neighborhood. But I refuse to accept that. I gotta find something because I can't continue to deal with this last living situation. There's no way. I cannot stay there no more. I refuse to keep paying my money to these rude folks with their feces and trash infested environment. I refuse to do that. No, lovely Dow, I'm not moving again. You got to look back at what I'm talking about. No, I'm not moving again right now. Okay? But you never know. With the way the economy is going, you never know who would need to move tomorrow. You never know. I really don't know, Lovely Down, now that you asked that. I really don't know. With the skyrocket prices of everything, I don't know what tomorrow holds. I don't. So I get here to this. I called them. I noticed I was driving, and there was a big sign on these current apartments, and beautiful apartments just like the last one. Matter of fact, they look better. So I called them. I just said, let me just step out on faith and let me call them. So I called the number that I saw plastered up on their door, because it clearly they got a moving special going on. They trying to get people to move in this community. So I did my research on them. They only was built 2 years ago. So they literally just started moving people in 2 years ago. So these are newly built apartments, and nobody's really living here, and they really trying to get people in, residents. Okay? So I called them. This time there's a lovely black woman like me that works in the leasing office. Very beautiful, God-fearing black woman like me. She was my skin color. She looked like she was in her 20s. Her hair was curly in a ponytail when I seen her. She was the one that was helping me to show me this apartment. So I happened to ask her, ma'am, I'm really trying to get a new apartment right now. I got a living situation. I don't like my last living situation. And I want to know how much do I need to make, in order to get this apartment. She said, well, okay, well, where you live at right now, you only need to, okay, so the price for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath would be like $17.99. That's what she told me, okay? So that's what's on their website, these prices. So she said for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath now, and I still believe that's steep. About, not $17.99, I'm sorry, y'all. $1,799. I don't mean $17.99. Sorry. I mean $1,799. Okay? That's what these prices are going for these apartments, okay? $1,799 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. So I'm like, man, that's still a little steep. Y'all gotta understand, I'm a single woman, no children. Why do I need to pay all this money when I know 10, 20 years ago, if I got a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, matter of fact, in certain apartments, 10, 12, 14 years ago, if you got a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment, you was only paying $900. Y'all mean to tell me y'all raising it to $1,800 within 10 years? So I'm like, okay, ma'am, here we go again. Here we go again, y'all. So I'm like, all right, ma'am. So I said, so ma'am, what's she gonna tell me? Okay, do I not qualify? Do I need to make 3 times the rent? So I happen to get lucky, y'all, and she tells me, no, you don't need to make 3 times the rent here. You only need to make 2.7 times the rent here in order to qualify. So I'm like, okay, I might be a little good here, because based off what I'm getting paid, I might be good. I don't know. Okay. So it was actually less than the last apartments that basically said I didn't qualify. She said they only asked for 2.7, not 3 times the rent like the other people and all these other apartments around the United States. They only want 2.7. So I go, all right, okay, I might be still good. Y'all, within 3 days, I was qualified. You got the apartment. I said, all praises to the Most High. Hallelujah. Now I can get away from these devils over here, and I can move forward with my life before they tried to get me evicted. I moved out and I moved in within 3 days. Now, mind you, I was just 3 minutes away from the other apartment that said I did not qualify. Within 3 minutes of driving. The same neighborhood. There's no way they got this going on. So for y'all that's watching this, make sure you do your research. Just because one apartment turned you away, that don't mean the next one won't. That don't mean the next one will. So I happened to get lucky. And these devils was mad at the other apartments, because you got to understand, they was looking to get me evicted. But now I got something. So you know what I did? I wanted to get these devils just how I got them. I I said, you know what, now that I got this apartment, because they told me if I come back one more time, they was going to evict me. I'm going to let them know after I move my things out. Then I'll tell them I moved out. Because they said you can't come back to the leasing office either, Ashley. These Hispanics, these white folks, and these Caribbean blacks that think they better than American blacks here in America, you're not allowed to come back to the leasing office. So if you decide to move out, you can move out. The manager there, the supervisor there, the head over the leasing team at that last apartment basically said, you can move out free of charge. I'll let you go. You ain't got it, but you got to understand, read between the lines. They wasn't banking on me to find nothing. They wasn't, otherwise he wouldn't make that comment. We'll let you move out and break your lease 6 months in advance if we have to, if you can find something else free of charge. So I took his word for that. Mind you, this was a black man, y'all, like me. Dark skin, one of them Oreo type of, y'all know when I say Oreo, when it comes to black people, all my black people in the chat, the Hebrew Israelites, when I say Oreo, you know what I'm talking about. Means he's dark on his outside, but he's one of them on his inside. So he's already looking down at me as a single black woman. Oh, you can move out. Oh, I'll let you move out free of charge if you find something. You ain't got to pay. You don't even have to pay your remaining months of rent. Just move out. Because we tired of you over here. We don't want you coming back to the leasing office telling us about our feces and trash issues. We don't want you coming back doing nothing. We don't want you doing, we don't even want you coming to the leasing office. And we don't want you even talking to us, Ashley. So if you can find something, please let me know. I'll let you move out free of charge. So, all right, bet. The bet was on last October, y'all, when I went through this. Bet. I'm going to come back to you on that, sir, because I think you think I'm one of them dumb black women. But I'm going to come back to you, sir. Hold on a second. Give me a moment. And I found something. Oh, you know they was mad. So I got my movers to come get my things. I got my strong male movers to come and grab my things, like, because I'm not gonna move my furniture. I'm a woman. I'm definitely not about to do it. I'm about to get somebody to do this job for me. I ain't got a lot of furniture, so I'm just one person. So yeah, I'm gonna get my people to help me, and I did. So I happened to send them an email and told them, because they made a comment, if you ever come back to the leasing office again, you're going to be evicted. And I said, okay, what if I decided to move? How are y'all going to get y'all keys? You need to leave it on the counter, Ashley. They white little lady manager, she was an older 56-year-old woman, looked like she was on drugs. I'm not going to lie. Blonde hair in a ponytail. You need to leave it on the counter in your apartment, and we'll come and pick it up. You just don't come back here to this leasing office. Rolling her eyes, and you know how they act. Y'all know how these white folks act. I cannot make this up. You just leave the keys on the counter then. Don't come back up here though. You ain't even got to worry about me dealing with you. Matter of fact, I don't even want to talk to y'all stank behinds anyway. So why would you think I want to come back up here? So hold on. So I sent them an email. This is what got them, y'all. You know they was already laughing behind the scenes. We about to evict her. Ha 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 ha. Y'all know how devils act. Ha ha ha. We about to evict her. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, we got her. Yeah, we got her. But I got accepted into this new apartment, this lovely apartments that y'all. Let me just show y'all how. Yeah. I qualified this time. I qualified, y'all, and it was a blessing. Oh, thank you, Heavenly Father. Oh, because they really trying to do me in. I know I'm laughing, but it's serious. They really trying to do me in. And mind you, I ain't got no criminal background, no criminal record. So I sent them an email and said, the keys are on the counter. This was back in February. The keys are on the counter. I'm moving out. I told them the day I was moving, y'all. Because he tried to make it seem like I need to tell him 2 weeks in advance. The Oreo supervisor. He was an Oreo. So you need to tell us 2 weeks in advance. You know how these jobs, it's similar to jobs. If you leave the job or company, you need to give us a 2-week notice. I wasn't going to give them that satisfaction, y'all. After all the hell y'all put me through in this feces and trash infested environment, I wish my pretty, intelligent, educated, single woman tail would tell you 2 weeks in advance when I'm about to move out. What, so you can ruin my chances there? I told them the day I was moving out, y'all. Oh, they was really, you know they was mad. I told them the day of when I was moving my furniture out. And that's what they get. That's what they get. I told them the day of, and I said, here's your keys. Here's your keys on the counter like y'all wanted. Oh, you know that was a whole case right there. You already know, because you got to understand why it was a case with them. You got to understand, y'all. My lease wasn't supposed to be up until June. You know how much money they done lost for me moving out because of their issues and they're trying to get me evicted and all this stuff I was going through with them? Because I moved out and found something better and I moved in immediately. You know how much money they lost? Let's do that. My rent price was about $1,636, or let's just say $1,600. You times that by 6 months, the date I was supposed to move out. Let me tell you how much money they lost playing around with me like that. Okay? Because he thought I wasn't going to move on them. If you can find something, we'll let you move free of charge. He's hurting their own money. You know the world is based off money anyway. You know he hurt himself, that guy. The Oreo man. Y'all know he hurt and I wasn't the only one complaining about him. You got me. I wasn't the only resident going through stuff with them. You got other people complaining about what they're doing to them and how they're moving out and they can't deal with them no more. I wasn't the only resident there or tenant going through issues there. So imagine how much money they really lost. Okay? So let's do 1,600 times. Okay, so if it's the month of January, okay, February, March rent, April rent, May, June, that's 5 months. That's actually 5 months. 5 months here. Okay, let's do my calculations. 6 times 5, that's 30. Okay. They lost that much money from me when I moved out early. Like when he said I can move out free of charge. This is how much money they lost for those 5 months from me alone. Me alone as a tenant. Y'all see that? Y'all see that number? $8,000. $8,000. $8,000 they lost playing around with me. Okay? So now times that by 10 other discombobulated and grumpy, unhappy tenants. Times that by 7 other people. 7 other people doing the same thing. Moving out because of the trash. They're inconsiderate in the leasing office. They got a rude staff. And they're charging all this money with this type of environment. So if they're losing $8,000 for me, can y'all imagine how much they really lost when you add up the other tenants in that same neighborhood? Can y'all really imagine how much they lost in a year? Y'all, when I tell you God is so good, next thing I know, in the last month, I noticed that they got bought out. The people that was running that apartment complex, because you know I'm going to go back and I'm going to look, because I already done wrote y'all up. So I want to see what y'all got going on now. Do y'all know they got a whole new team? And they actually got bought out by another apartment rent company. They bought them out. Now you know why they probably got bought out, because they lost a whole lot of money. How are y'all losing money like this? Y'all know this is a system game. How do you lose? Okay, what's going on with the Ashley? That's why I said behind closed doors, it was a whole fight probably. How did y'all cause her to move out? What was she doing that y'all lost this money and we're not making the ends meet for our yearly budget in this apartment community. What is going on down there? Y'all gotta believe that's what's going on. Y'all gotta believe that's what's being talked about and discussed. When to the point where the higher ups gotta come down here. What do y'all mean y'all lost so much money in a year? What happened here with this tenant? What happened with that tenant? What happened with that tenant? Okay, what happened with this tenant? Why did she move out so early? So now they can't really lie. They can't lie. Because I moved out already. They can't lie. And I got approved for the new apartment. They cannot lie now. So it makes them look bad. It makes these folks look bad out here. But this is what they want. 3 times the rent. Why people are dying and passing away on these jobs. That's the point I'm trying to make on why I brung that out before my next subject. They want you to make $5,200, $5,300, possibly even $6,000 a month. You need to show proof you're making that money in order to afford a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom apartment in 2026. This is ridiculous, y'all. This is ridiculous in America. So, y'all, just my luck today. Y'all, yesterday, I happened to go downstairs. Enough of my situation. Y'all already heard enough from me. I happened to go downstairs in my current neighborhood. I was going to go for my day errands. It was a good day yesterday, nice and sunny. So I said, I'm going to go get me something to eat and just go spend time in the sun. I'm going to go spend time in the sun out here. Y'all, I get downstairs. Now, mind you, I know who this neighbor is because I see this person often. They're always out with their children. Good person. She waves and smiles every now and then at me. This is my neighbor, y'all. So I wave back. Y'all know how I'm a nice person too. I wave back. Hey, how you doing? And and the person is dealing with their children. Mind you, this person has small children. Small children. That's under the age of 8. They're under 8 years old, this person's children. I won't say who it is. I don't want to tell all of it because I don't want to say it. I happen to go leave my apartment and I noticed this big white thing on the door. A paper, a big bold paper. So I go, what's that? What is that on my neighbor's door? I don't get, what is that? It looks very serious. Do y'all know that the paper said, we're about to take you to court and we're trying to evict you for these following reasons. We're trying to sue you. Now, y'all know, y'all can easily say, oh, that resident was the problem. But if rent prices are 3 times the rent, do y'all really think people are really got that type of money every month? And mind you, this neighbor has children that they're raising. Tammy, first of all, I'm not being nosy. If it's out in the open for me to see soon as I go down the stairs, I'm going to see that. That's not me being nosy. That's just me happening to see it walking past. If they got it all out in the open, how about you ask how come they didn't put it in the envelope and give it to her personally instead of putting that on the door for everybody to see it? How come you ain't asked that, Tammy? You said you raised your children and paid your rent. Oh, Tammy, do you want a cookie right now? Everybody give Tammy a hand clap in the chat. She said she doesn't feel sympathy basically for this woman because she pays her rent with children. You are really crazy, Tammy, to even get on my chat talking like that to me right now. Do you have any sympathy or empathy for anybody outside of yourself, Tammy? Are you a white woman in my chat? Good for you, Tammy. Good for you, Tammy. Good for you. Everybody's situation is not like yours, Tammy. That just made me, Tammy, I'm about to put you on timeout. Be very careful right now. Be very, very careful. No, I care about what your color is. You know why? Because the system is for white people and not other ethnic background groups. They're for you and your people. So you want to have the money, Tammy, if you're a white woman. That's why I want to know who you are talking behind this screen. Oh, you don't care. I can tell you don't care, Tammy. You know what? Y'all, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. You cannot make this stuff up, y'all. Y'all cannot make this stuff up. Do y'all see what I'm talking about? Do y'all understand what I'm talking about based off Tammy's comments, y'all? Do y'all see how they operate in America, these white folks? Do y'all understand how they operate? She just said out of her mouth she does not care about another person's situation because she got children and she pays her rent. How? Not when rent is 3 times the rent today, Tammy. How old are you, Tammy? You said you a black woman that voted for Trump. Oh my gosh. You really came with you a black woman that voted for Trump? Trump don't give a damn about you, Tammy. If you're a black woman behind the screen. I hate to bust it to you, Tammy. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta go here with her. Tammy, if you really are, because I don't believe you're a black woman at all. You could be lying. And you're saying you're 60. Trump don't give a damn about your black behind, Tammy. I don't think you're a black woman at all. I don't. Trump don't give a darn about you. Especially when he talk about make America great again for his white supremacist people. And y'all wonder why I yell on my chat when I got trolls, people that come on my chat seeing this crap like this, as if she doesn't know that they raising these rent prices out of control, Tammy. They're raising these rent prices out of control. No, I did not put my neighbor's business on blast. You did not know her name. I did not say her name. I did not say the person. I just said my neighbor. So how am I putting her on blast when I didn't even say her name? You don't even know who I'm talking about. Tammy. You don't even know who I'm talking about. So what do you mean I put her on blast? When it's going on all over, Tammy, hold on. Let me put you in your place right now. Because I really think you think I'm stupid right now. And I'm really about to go there with you. Give me a moment, y'all, the rest of y'all in my chat. Let me get this troll. Because I really believe she's a white woman. I really do. Tammy, my neighbor is not the only person going through an eviction. If you go on social media, everybody is complaining right now in 2026. You just brought me to my next point while you're saying I'm putting my neighbor on blast. Everybody is complaining in America about high rent prices and how they're being fired and laid off their jobs. So my neighbor is not the only one going through this, Tammy. This is going on all over America. But you don't care because you a Trump supporter. Who cares about you being a Trump supporter? Get out my chat with that, Tammy. Who cares who you support? These are real life issues going on. And you coming over here with your stank energy, your arrogance, like you better than everybody because you can afford your rent and living with your children. Don't come over here with that. The rest of you guys on this chat, I'm sorry y'all had to hear me yelling again. She said, okay, Tammy is saying, y'all, I'm glad she's here talking, running her mouth. She said to a user, somebody else in my chat, that her house is paid off. Her house is paid. My name is Tammy, and my house is paid off. So I don't understand what your neighbor is going through, Ashley. I don't understand what the rest of America is going through because my house is paid off. My house is paid off. I can't understand what y'all going through in America because my house is paid off. Who cares about what y'all going through? Who cares if y'all get homeless? Who cares what the rent prices going up 3 times, 4 times, 5 times the rent? Because my house is paid off. You better be careful what you saying, Tammy, because God is watching you acting stank on my chat right now, and he can shut your house down, and you can lose that house by a hurricane or tornado. Playing around with me right now. You can lose your house with your type of arrogance. You can lose your house, Tammy. Let God send a tornado your way. Let him send an earthquake your way, Tammy. Then what? Then what you gonna say? Then what you gonna say? Don't come over here with that. You getting put on timeout. I'm done with her, y'all. I'm done with her. I am done with Tammy, okay? You get put on timeout, Tammy. I can't take no more of your ignorance and your arrogance right now because you being very arrogant, and I'm tired of you already. And I don't believe you a black woman. I don't. I really don't. You definitely getting put on timeout for 24 hours playing around with me on my channel right now, especially the stuff I'm talking about, okay? And you a Trump supporter? Who cares about you being a Trump supporter? I don't support Trump, okay? So I really don't care. I don't care, Tammy. I don't care. She got a lot of nerve, y'all. She had a lot of nerve. So I had to put that devil in her place. Knowing how the job market is today, knowing that you can lose your job any day playing around in America, knowing that you can die on your job based off what I told y'all for the first example in America, and they want 3 times and 4 times the rent now, you can lose your job. Tammy is not even considering, y'all, that you can take a sick day. What if you decide you get sick? Like in regards to my neighbor. How we know my neighbor didn't have a sick day where she couldn't afford it. So she had to, go through hard times. And they put that on her door, but it's going on all over America. I made the point not to put my neighbor on blast because I don't like how she got over here and said I put her on blast. No, I'm making a point that this stuff is out of control now, y'all, to the point where they're forcing people to be evicted because they can't make 3 times the rent. Jobs are not paying $5,400 on most of these jobs a month. What do she mean I'm putting my neighbor on blast? They're not paying that. They're not paying that, y'all. Am I lying? If I'm lying, let me know. Or am I telling the truth, what I'm telling y'all? Most people cannot afford $5,400 on a 9-to-5 job. When they're only paying, if the minimum wage have not raised in 10 years from what I just heard, everybody's at risk of being evicted. Everyone. If they're raising this stuff everywhere, all over the country, y'all cannot have no empathy in people's situations. Y'all just heard my situation and what I've been through with an apartment and the red tape they put you through when you're trying to qualify for a home or an apartment. Whatever your living situation is, it's all the same. It's the same games. We got to do a background check. We got to see if you make the money. We got to see if you can afford this 12-month lease. We got to, even with the mortgage, getting a house. Houses used to be, let's go to houses for a moment. This is not just the apartments either. My relative just told me, my relative been staying in their house for over 30 years, I would say. No, I wouldn't say, no. I would say about 15, 20 years. Okay, 15, 20 years. Okay, 2026. That put us back here at 2006, right before I left Illinois. Okay, I was about 16 years old when this relative got their home in Illinois. All right, I literally just asked this relative yesterday to not, so y'all won't think I'm crazy and making this stuff up on what's going on in America. I asked this relative how, because she said you should want to get a house, Ashley. You should want to get you a house. And I go, I'm not trying to get a house right now. You do not understand what they're doing in America? Because people act like they don't understand. Just like Tammy up in my chat. They act like they don't understand what's going on. So I got to bring this out. So as examples, whether it's my neighbor or somebody else through social media talking about it. I have to bring this out so people won't think that it's a joke out here. So she goes, Ashley, you should be working on getting you a house. So I go, I'm trying to get a house right now. I literally just went house searching. And what they told me was ridiculous. So I'm like, to get a house, do you know that getting a house today, that you got to pay for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, newly built home? Your mortgage is going to be $2,400, $2,800 to $3,000 for a decent looking home in a community. That's what you're paying today. So the relative says this. Well, you don't know what God can do, and mind you, I don't really deal with my relatives like that anyway, because I feel like they put me in a bind just about my whole life. And a lot of my struggles did come from my family too. So for this relative to say this in my ear, it was like really going in deaf ears. Like, no, she is not saying this to me after what I already told her about these jobs and what I've been through. So I happen to ask this relative, how much did you pay for your home? Because today in 2026, you just telling me I need to get a home. I'll be paying pretty much $350,000 just to get a home. That's the house prices today. You that's telling me this on the phone. How much did you pay for your home when you got your home? Oh, it was only $60,000. So you cannot compare your $60,000 to $350,000 in 2026 just to get a mortgage. Are you serious right now? And you tell me I don't want that. I don't want to be in a rinky-dink house that I don't even like because they raising the prices on everything, all to say I got a home. This was a relative, y'all. This is why I don't deal with family. This is why I don't deal with them. Because they don't really give a damn about you either, your own family. Some of these folks want to see you homeless. Because they mad because they ain't got their lives together. Who knows? But I'm not going to be stupid enough. I'm sorry, so-and-so. But I'm not going to be stupid enough to go try to find a house. When I know they telling me what just to get an apartment, you got to make 3 times the rent. What you think they going to tell me for a mortgage? Don't you think it's going to be the same thing? Don't you think it's going to be the same game? Or is people out here really that slow, y'all? They just not, like people like Tammy up in my chat, are they really out here like they really just don't understand? Is that what's going on in America? Well, that's why I'm the content creator, to bring the truth out. So those of you that don't understand, y'all can see my point when I come on live stream on why I'm so radical and why people are making comments. Why do y'all listen to Ashley on her live stream? This is why. Because I'm going to keep it real and I'm not going to be fake for social media like everybody else. Just to get some views. Just to get some views and some followers. I'm going to keep it real. Because this is what's going on. The next story. Oh, I ain't done yet. We are an hour and a half in, y'all. I told you I was going to be long-winded with this stuff because it's a lot we got to bring out. The next situation, y'all. There was just something on social media. There was a particular man's channel. I'm not going to even say the channel name because I'm starting to notice something. If you call out certain channels, I really believe these folks are monitoring people's channel. And when you call out certain channels to possibly give them more subscribers, they shadow ban their channel. There's somebody that it just happened to, and I really feel like they were playing with her channel due to me calling her channel out one day on my live stream. And I'm not saying that's the case, but the way these devils operate today, I don't know what they're doing. They're literally driving folks crazy to the point where you have to go to social media to make a living because these jobs are not paying enough. People are literally crying on the computer about they're doing Uber and Uber not even paying them all the driving time they're doing. They only getting a little bit of money just to drive for 6, 7, 8 to 12 hours doing Uber, and they ain't got no money by the time they get home. So this is a crisis going on, y'all. This is a crisis. So I happened to bring out a certain woman's channel because I was shouting out her channel, right? And I noticed the following week, within 2 weeks, she got on live and said that there's been a compromise on her channel and all her videos disappeared. Now, I'm not saying I'm responsible for it, but you never know. So I'm not going to even call out this content creator because I don't know what these folks doing. I don't know. But on this particular channel, y'all, yeah, Lataria, I can't make it up. I'm not saying that I did it, but I questioned it because I know I literally just shouted this content creator channel out. And next thing you know, she said everybody was questioning why her videos was no longer on her channel. The stuff she was bringing out about jobs, job security, people being laid off. Next thing you know, her channel is like it was wiped out. And I questioned that. Like I literally just shouted her out. I remember me shouting her out not too long ago. So let me stop doing that. I don't know what they doing. And you guys said we dealing with devils we dealing with a lot of satanic devils, y'all. Everybody is not filled with the Holy Spirit like me and you. They're not. Some of these folks work for Satan and the demons, and they don't care who they step on, who they kill in the process, who they mess over for greed and their money, because they devils. They don't care. So I have to be very careful who I shout out now on my platform because I don't know what they're doing. Somebody said, Sister Soul 6077. You says, yes, they are doing that. They do not want the word to get out to the black people. I believe that's what's going on, Sister Soul. Thank you for commenting that. I really do too myself think that's what's going on. So we're seeing eye to eye. Me and you, Sister Soul, you got to know that's what they're doing. They don't want us black people to know because they want us at the bottom of the totem pole. They don't want us making no money. They still look at us like slaves in America. I can't make this up. But it's getting out because Revelation says in the last days, everything is going to come to the light. Revelation means revealing. So if they tried to shut down and not let this word get out, they lost. It's still going to get out. Because we're living in Revelation times where the prophecy says everything will be revealed. Everything. From the Old Testament to the New Testament. Everything is going to be revealed. And social media is revealing a lot of things going on. Social media is revealing unsolved murder cases where people been red rum and died 20, 30 years ago. They just now finding their skeletal bones today in 2026. Everything is being revealed because we're in those times, y'all. I cannot make this up. Y'all better follow Bible prophecy because it's going down now before the return of Yahushua. It's going down right now. Everything is being revealed before his second coming. Everything. Unsolved murder cases. Everything is coming to the light because the darkness will always come to the light. A lot of devils don't think that, but the Bible says, how many of my believers, let me preach for a moment. The Bible says everything hidden in the darkness going to come to light, because that's what God said. He don't care if you killed somebody 30 years ago and you got away with that murder. Everything is going to come to the light. Even if you did not do time for your crime. In Revelation times, he's going to bring everything to the light. And that's what's going on right now. Y'all better follow the prophecy. These are the times that the prophets in the Bible are talking about. The times today. Everything is being brought to the light. So let these devils think they're going to get away with some stuff. Let them think they're going to keep getting away with things. Let them think they're going to keep getting away, and God don't, Abba Yahuwah don't see them. He see everything going on this earth. He don't care if you didn't do time for the crime. He see you, and you're going to reap your judgment day. You're going to see him on your judgment day to call out your crimes and what you done. So they think it's a game. They think it's a game out here, and it's not a game. Yeah. So it's revealing time. It's revealing time, y'all. So people that's crying on social media about them losing their jobs, it's being revealed. Social media. The time of revealing. Social media. People talking on their camera. I just got laid off my job. I can't make ends meet. And I'm talking about white people, Black people, Hispanic people. I don't care what ethnic group you are in America. You are not guaranteed a job. You got white people on here saying, a white woman just recently said she didn't apply for 500 jobs and only one job called her back. So it ain't just going on with the black folks. This is a crisis going on that the mainstream media is not talking about. You got to rely on me as a content creator to talk about this stuff. That's what they don't want you to know. Your job is not secure. Let's talk about this racism on a job. On why they want to raise up 3 times the rent price, meaning you got to make over $5,000 just to even qualify for a small apartment. You got to make over $5,000 now in America, the way the economy is going. Ridiculous. But let's talk about racism on a job and why people possibly could get evicted and lose their jobs due to what's going on the actual 9-to-5 jobs, on why people can't afford these $5,400 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartments when they try to work, and when they finally get on a good paying job, what they got to deal with from their co-workers. Let's go there, okay? Because I did not come to play today. Let's go there. So on this particular person's station, they call out racism in America a whole lot. So I happen to start following this channel because I want to see what's going on around here. We already see stories of people being hung on nooses, and they ruling it as suicide. Am I making this up? Right here in the South where I'm at, Mississippi, Florida, a few cases. Oh, this person hung themselves on the news. It's suicide. But we know, us black people know these cases are not suicide. There's racism involved. But they think we're stupid. They think we stupid. Sister Soul said you got some time too, sister. Okay, good, because I got time today too. I got a lot of time today. The devil was a liar today, so I'm going to call out the devil today, and he don't get this stumping on, because I'm stumping on his head right now, doing what I'm doing right now. Oh, it's spiritual warfare for me every day. I don't mind giving the devil a black eye today, Satan and his demons, because they deserve it. They need to be exposed. Racism on a job, though. So not only do these businesses, these apartments and these mortgages want you to make 3 times the rent. Let's say you do, as an American, you went through all this scrutiny on jobs that you probably already done worked on. I want y'all to really have empathy for the story. Don't be like Tammy. Don't be like Tammy, the woman that got blocked 20 minutes ago. Y'all really need to have empathy for the stuff I'm bringing out, okay? Think about this now. You done worked your whole life. You done worked your whole life doing undercover jobs, under the table jobs, different gigs just to make ends meet. You go over here to this job and they pay you $15. They only willing to pay you $20 while prices constantly keep going up. But we're only willing to give you $20 over here, or $15 or $12 over here, or $8 over here. That's all you qualify. That's all we're going to pay you on this 9-to-5 job, where you busting your behind off every day for these people at the company. And then they let you go. And then you said, okay, I didn't work out over here. I wasn't making enough money. Let me go to college and let me further my education as a black man or a black woman. Let's talk about my people for a moment. Let's talk about what we go through for a moment. Let's talk about what black folks, Hebrew Israelites go through, what we really go through in America for a moment. Okay? I don't want to keep making $8, $9 an hour. So they tell you, well, if you want to make more money, you need to go to college. You need to get that degree. Go get that degree. You know, show that you educated to us so you can get that 6-figure job. You know, that job that's paying you 6 figures, or if you want to get a pay raise, $70,000, $80,000, go ahead and get that college degree. But with a college degree, you got to take out loans because most likely, if you're in a black community in America, foundational black Americans or Hebrew Israelites, you ain't coming from a family of money. Most of our people come from a family bloodline of slaves. Our ancestors were slaves over here. So we ain't coming from money. But they tell you, go get that degree. Go get that degree. Go. You will be able to eventually make that money you want if you don't want to settle for the $5 an hour job, the $10 an hour job, the $12, the $15. Now, mind you, they're telling you this, but they're raising the prices up every year, everything. So that if that person had a job and they wanted to get a home or move or get a better living situation, they see one year, okay, to get that apartment, it only costs $1,200 or $800. Then when they finally get the degree, think about it. It takes 4 years to get a bachelor's degree, another 2 years, 6 years to get a master, and another 10 to 12 years to get a doctorate. Follow me here. Where's my intelligent people at? Then that same person that got denied on them previous jobs or got fired or was working their behind off to the point where their health is going down, now they finally got the degree. Okay, let me go back and see that same place that I was at. Let me see if that price is still at $900. No, oh no. Oh, it's 6 years later now. Now the price for that apartment you just looked at is now $2,000. The same apartment before you got your degree that they told you to get so you can make more money. And now to add insult to injury, yeah, you got the degree, but we need you to have years of experience. You got 10 years of experience with this position? No, I was in college the whole time trying to get the degree. Well, we need you to have 10 years of experience to get this job, okay? We need you to have 10 years of experience. So you don't qualify. You can't come here. You can't work to pay down your student loan debt. You can't get that place. So that puts a person in a bind again. And then these apartments got the nerve to say some more stuff. Oh, you got the experience. Yeah, to make this, okay, 70,000 a year job, 80,000, 90,000. Possibly even 40, 50,000 if you coming from a job where they was only paying you 20,000. Well, now we need you to make 3 times the rent as well. So not only do you need to have experience, you need to have a master's and doctor's degree. We want you to make 3 times the rent. And can you show proof that you can make 3 times the rent in order for you to get this living situation? Well, ma'am, I just ma'am or sir, whoever they're talking to, I just got fired off my job because they got rid of me. Well, why did you get rid? This is the example I'm bringing out. I'm not saying this is everybody's story, but this is what happened to this brother. I believe this is what happened to him. I just got fired off my job. Something happened. Well, what happened? Why did they fire you off this job to the point where you can't qualify for this 3 times to rent apartment? Well, this channel brung out a story, y'all. Now, y'all just heard what I just said for the last 10 minutes on what you got to go through just to make 6 figures or possibly get more income to live comfortably in the way you want. And then as soon as you get on job with coworkers, here go the BS again to get you to quit, get fired, or lose your mind on a 9-to-5 jobs while rent prices and mortgage prices and everything, the cost of living is going up. Well, this particular channel brung out a black man's story. I don't know the black man's name because I didn't have time to look into it, but I'm going to look into it after this video, and I could do another live stream next week if y'all available for me to talk about the story in more detail when I get more information. This story says, the title of the video was for this content creator that talk about racial issues. He said, man blasts 8 co-workers, meaning pew pew, pew pew pew, for racism on a job. You cannot make this stuff up. Let me say that again. A man blasts 8 of his co-workers, pow pew pew pew, for racism on the job. So not only do you got to make 3 times the rent, you got to work, and not only do you got to have a degree, a bachelor's, a master's, a doctorate, you can't have a criminal record, you got to have 10, 20 years of experience, but soon as they're reconnecting my channel. Hold on, y'all, my channel clicking out. The devil don't want me to get this word out, but the devil is a liar. Do y'all hear me? Do y'all hear me clearly? Because it just glitched for a moment. They don't want me to get this out. So do y'all hear me? The devil is a liar. My thing just glitched. So I just want to make sure y'all in the chat. Okay? Let's get this message out because I'm going to get it out. I'm going to get it out. This black man in America pew-pewed 8 of his co-workers due to racism. Can y'all put yourself in that black man's shoes? Can y'all really put yourself in his shoes? He already got to go through the red tape to get on these jobs, being a black man in America. And you mean to tell me I went through all y'all red tape? Y'all tell me to get a doctor's degree, a bachelor's degree for this position. Y'all tell me to get the experience, and I got all that just to survive and live in 2026 or whatever year this happened in. Again, I got to do more research on the story. And as soon as he finally get comfortable and get on a job, he got to deal with racist co-workers. You nigger, you black, you nigger, you can go back to Africa. You know how these racist devils can get. Let's be honest in my chat for a moment. Now imagine dealing with that on top of you having high bills, trying to secure your living situation as a black man or a black woman in America, and you get the job for 8 hours every day, and you got these white devils turning up their nose at you because they can't believe that a black man or a black woman like you even got this position. So you nigger, you black this, y'all remember when I said last week that I left a CPS job because the mixed race woman refused to supervise me, and then you had 2 white girls in this. Y'all remember me saying that on my live stream 2 weeks ago for part 1? How many of you guys remember me talking about that with racism on the job? So I know the story is real because I went through it. And then they got rid of me because the woman said, the Hispanic woman from Niagara, wherever she was from, said when I was growing up and my family couldn't watch Family Matters, a black show about a positive black family, but when I was growing up, I couldn't watch Family Matters, and looking at me in front of the white coat. Y'all remember me saying that 2 weeks ago? How many people have been following my channel like that? Y'all remember me saying that? Yes, it was Nicaragua. Sorry, it was Nicaragua. Thank you for that. I wasn't allowed to watch Family Matters growing up, and looking at me why she got these white people around her but singling me out as a black woman. I went through that, and these devils got rid of me on that Child Protective Services job when I first moved to Florida with my psychology degree. I ago. And here we are with another story with a black man that pew-pewed his co-workers because of racism on a job. This is going on in America. I will not talk about it. We're not going to hide and act like this stuff is not going on while y'all constantly raising prices, stressing everybody out. Then you got to get to a darn job and deal with your co-workers with their stank energy, calling you nigger and saying all type of racist stuff to the point where the black men got so fed up, y'all, they said the dude shot 8 of them. How much more do y'all want people to take in America? You devils. How much more do y'all expect for us to take here? Who plays like that? Do y'all really know what that man probably had to really, just put yourself in his shoes for a moment. Do y'all really know what he had to go through to get that position on that job? Then when he get there, he got to deal with racism. Think about that for a moment. And then he loses his job. Now say if he didn't shoot his co-workers, okay? Say if he just dealt with it. Say if he didn't shoot them, he just dealt with them while they was being racist towards you. Y'all know how much stress that does to a person when you're being targeted on the job and you're there 8 hours every day. You really don't want to be around these people, but you got to be there because you got to make the money to make 3 times the rent now. So I got to deal with these devils because how am I going to make my money? How am I going to survive to live in these 3 times the rent apartments? How am I going to make my money? Just deal with it. Do you know how stressed that is on the job when you're personally being singled out and they possibly not even showing you how to do the job because you're black, you're a nigger, so we're not going to show you anything. Then what? That can happen too. Then what? Then what they gonna do next? Now they won't help you on the job because they don't like that you're a certain race and they feel like you shouldn't have been there. Now you're in meetings. Well, why you can't perform your job properly? How come you can't do this? How come you're not meeting How come you're not meeting the numbers? How come you're not doing this? How come? Well, did you not know that so-and-so over here said a racial slur towards me over here? And they refuse to help me over here because I'm being racially targeted on the job over here? Do you not see why I'm not producing the numbers for your company? Do you not see that? Do y'all see what this does to people? So your job is not secure, and then you got to deal with racism on the job? What? I understand, Internet, that there are fighters and there are quitters. I don't care if it's a fighter or a quitter. That's not my point. I understand what you're saying, Internet. But that's not my point. The point is we shouldn't be dealing with that at all on these jobs just to survive. Whether if you're a fighter or a quitter, whatever they want to call it, you shouldn't be dealing with that type of drama on the jobs at all. You're coming there to work to pay bills so you can get income so you can survive. Why do you need to deal with stress from your coworkers in that way in order to survive? Somebody says don't quit, look for another job. Okay, when you go look for another job, you're going to deal with problems on that job. And then what? That job fires you or get rid of you or you quit. Then you go to another job and then you deal with issues over there. And then they quit or lay you off or fire you for whatever reason. And then you got to go apply for another job. And then you got, oh, that job didn't work out. Do you see where I'm going here? Then I got to go apply for another job because that job didn't work out. Okay, that's, come on now, let's be logical here, y'all. Put yourself in these people's shoes. Let's be logical. Come on now. Y'all got to understand. Y'all got to understand these stories. What's possibly going up before these incidents. Their lives are not not going like you think. Otherwise, the dude wouldn't have shot 8 of his co-workers if life was really that easy for him. Put yourself in other people's shoes, y'all. Please stop on my chat. Please, y'all, the ones that's doing it. Y'all stop this. Cut this out. Please, I just said don't be like Tammy. And y'all acting like Tammy, some of y'all, with y'all comments, some of y'all comments. You shouldn't have to put up with that, especially when they raising rent prices 3 times the rent. Did y'all not hear that you have to make $5,000 and up just to get an apartment in 2026? When most jobs ain't paying that. And when you do find a job that pays that, you gotta have all these years of experience. You gotta have a degree, 2, 3 degrees and experience, and you got to make the income. And if you get laid off or fired from that job, how do you make the 3 times the rent? If they're laying everybody off and firing them and people can't find jobs in 2026. How do you make 3 times the rent like that? When they can let you go at any time on these jobs, or God forbid, you die on a job trying to make that amount because you finally make the amount, but yet they overworking you to death, like in the case of Jacob Taylor from Dallas, Texas, a UPS driver who was doing his job, and then he was out there and he caught a heat stroke, and then he died in the hospital because of the hot air, because USPS don't have air conditioning in their vehicles. What if you die if you don't get fired or quit from the job or deal with racism? What if it's a case where you're working hard to bust your behind and then you just pass out and die on the job because you overworked? Then what? Then what? Huh? Y'all gotta be logical here on what's really going on. Then what? Then what? Huh? But these people say, we need you to make 3 times the rent. We don't care about what we got going on here. In order for you to qualify over here, you need to make 3 times the rent. Do y'all know how many people get turned away from that possibly every day at these apartments? And they know these people got children and they got to live. Do y'all know what they really going through? Diamond Brown brung out another point. I'm glad you mentioned that about the credit. Diamond Brown says, not to mention, when you're renting, if your credit isn't good, you have to pay an additional security deposit. I did not know that, Diamond. Thank you for bringing that out, though, sister. Whoever you are, thank you for bringing that out. She said if your credit is not good, like I said, the red tape again, they want a security deposit. They want you to have an application fee. They want to do a background check on you. And God forbid that you don't have your credit good. Oh, now you still don't qualify because your credit ain't at 750. Your credit ain't at 800. But they know they're causing you to lose your credit, because how can you pay back your credit card or your student loan debt when you ain't getting no money on these jobs? And as soon as you get on the job, they laying you off, they firing you, and they not paying you what you worth. How can you increase your credit that way? So now that's more red tape to keep you from living and possibly being homeless. This is what is going on in America. Those of you that's watching from outside the country, when I asked y'all at the beginning of this live, who's watching this live stream, this is what we're going on. Those that said they want to move to America from other countries, this is what's really going on in America. That's why I said at the beginning of this live, I didn't want to discourage nobody from moving to the USA. No, I don't want to discourage you, but I got to bring out the real for you to decide. This is what's going on in our country. To the point now where you got everybody wants to be a content creator, y'all. I can't make this up. Everybody's literally trying to be a content creator due to how the jobs are laying people off, firing them, people dying on the jobs. Everybody's trying to be a content creator. Do y'all not see this going on, or is it just me? If you see this going on in America right now, put a 1 in the chat, or no, put hearts, put roses, red roses in the chat. If you see this is going on in America on why the system is about to crash and people about to really start crashing out, put roses in the chat if you understand what I'm talking about. On why this is a problem. This is a problem, y'all. Thank you for the roses. Keep putting roses in the chat. I need to see a lot of roses because I know y'all understand what I'm talking about. I know I ain't on here just being crazy. All the stuff I'm hearing on social media, people crying on social media, and everybody saying that every time they go apply for their rent, they telling them they need to make 3 times the rent. And then people saying that they'd rather stay in hotels and motels or in their cars because of the cost of living. I need to see that I'm not the only one seeing this right now. I need to see roses. I don't play when I come on here. I don't play at all. So if you thought I was playing when you came to this channel, this is the wrong channel for you. People are literally staying in their hotels and their cars, y'all. And then people got the nerve to say on social media, well, you know, if you stay in your car, that could be a felony. You could get a felony or get thrown in jail if you're sleeping in your car. But yet they jacking up prices on everything. But the work prices are not going up at all. But that's what they're telling people on social media. Well, if you get caught sleeping in your car, well, that could be a felony. Y'all forcing people to be homeless and sleep in their cars the way the system is going. How do y'all think that's not possible to happen? It's gonna be more people sleeping in their car. What they think this is? Y'all can't be serious on social media right now. That's the stuff I'm seeing, y'all, when I look at social media. I don't know about what y'all seeing when y'all look at videos, but that's the stuff I'm seeing. And it's stressful looking at this stuff and devastating the state of America right now in 2026. But then they tell you when you get an apartment or get mortgage, you need to be paying $2,400 to $3,000. That brings up my next point. I just happened to be doing some work the other day, about 5 days ago. I was working, and I asked this person, this black man, he looked like he was in my age group. So I saw where he lived at. And I said, you know, how much you pay for that apartment that you live in right now? It looked like a new neighborhood. It looked like a good area. And you know, you don't want to really ask people this stuff, but I really wanted to know, like, because I know my living situation, they asking for 3 times the rent. So, brother, how much are you paying for your apartment over here? I want to know. Oh, they for a 1-bed, he said for a 2-bedroom apartment, he's paying $3,000. Now, mind you, this is in the same area I live in, about 10 minutes away. He said $3,000 he's paying for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And he's living with a roommate, is what that man told me. Man, this is ridiculous out here, y'all. This is ridiculous. 3,000? And you got a roommate and you look like you're over 36, my age, or probably a little younger or a little older. I don't know. He just looked like he was around my age. He said he was paying $3,000 to live and qualify for that apartment. That's how much the rent is. We're not talking about him making 3 times the rent now. He said that apartment cost $3,000. So if they ask him for 3 times the rent again, if that apartment is $3,000, let's think of how much he needs to make in a month in order him and his roommate to survive in that apartment. And God forbid he get laid off or fired from his job or take 2 or 3 sick days. $3,000. $3,000. Let's do the calculations on that. 3 times the rent now. And that price is priced at $3,000. Let's do that right now. That's $9,000. $9,000 he needs to bring in, him and his roommate, a month in order to be in that apartment if they want 3 times the rent. This is ridiculous in America. Ain't nobody making $9,000 on their jobs unless you a doctor and you a lawyer. Let's be real here. Jay said he can't even call out of work even if he's sick. My point exactly. If that man was to have a sick day, the man that told me he has to make $3,000, he has to pay $3,000 for that apartment, him and his roommate. If that man calls out sick, him and his roommate, they are not going to make that monthly rent if they asking for 3 times the rent price amount. He's not, y'all. So now y'all can see why my neighbor probably got an eviction put on their door. If they got children, and if they're sick, God forbid, if they're a single parent, and they got to call out sick because something that happened in their personal life, now the apartments is knocking on your door, putting notes on your door saying, we need to evict you out because you didn't make your rent payment, but we want 3 times the rent. That's ridiculous. Now I'm seeing on social media yesterday, to go along with this message, before I end it, we already 2 hours in. I think I'm going to end it shortly on this last note. I just seen, there's a lot of content creators that's bringing out the marketing, the housing marketing, and the rent prices. And they're also showing videos of people being evicted. Have y'all been seeing that on YouTube? Content creators are showing up uploads of different people on TikTok and all these other social media sites where they're in the process of being evicted from their apartment or their living situation. So I happened to see a story yesterday where they literally, these folks are getting so bold in America, even though they want you to make 3 times the rent, they canceling Section 8 from people, okay? You know, now Trump is basically canceling all the Section 8, right? So you literally got videos of people being knocked on their door while they're sleeping. Knock, knock, knock. Ma'am, you're going to have to get your stuff. Sir, you're going to have to get your stuff out of here. We're evicting you because you didn't pay your rent last month, the month, or you ain't do something. So they're throwing their stuff on the street while they're at home. You got this woman crying her eyes out. Black woman like me. So I have sympathy for my people. She like, y'all throwing my stuff in the rain all because I didn't have rent. And when y'all know I'm not getting paid on these jobs and I'm on Section 8 and y'all got my stuff on the ground and they just don't care, y'all. They just don't care. Threw her out and she's crying. And literally she's being recorded on video by, I believe it was either her relative or he possibly was her boyfriend. I don't know. I really don't know who the guy was that was recording the situation. But he wanted people to know what's going on out here, what they're doing to people. People on Section 8 and people that's not on Section 8. If you're not making 3 times the rent and you're not, and you miss even 1 rent payment, we can evict you. We can sue you. That's the reason why I brung out the woman, one of my neighbors. They can sue you if you don't pay your rent. They can evict you, prevent you from getting other apartments if you don't pay your rent with all these prices skyrocketing out of control. So on the video, I'm telling you, all her furniture is out on the ground in this house. They threw her out. You evicted, they threw all her stuff out. Her beds, her children's toys, her children's clothes, everything is on the ground. And mind you, it's raining outside. It's raining outside, y'all. So she just threw her hands up in the air, this black woman, whoever she was, and my heart goes out to this sister. She threw her hands up in the air and said, Heavenly Father, if there is a God up in heaven, that you get these people on earth right now for what they're doing to me. This is what the woman cries were. And they just sitting there looking at her, the eviction people that's throwing her stuff out, just looking at her cry like that to God. And they don't care. How could you not care about control. How could you not care? So I had to bring out my neighbor, y'all, not to put her on blast like what Tammy said I did. I brung it out to make a point on what's really going on with these rent prices, these jobs where you can die on a job, get laid off for fire, and now you can't afford the rent that's 3 times the rent now. And then they put eviction notices on your door. That's why I brung out my neighbor's situation, not to put her on blast like Tammy said I was trying to do earlier during the live. That's not true. I was trying to make a point that we all could be going through this right now. Not just the people on Section 8, not just the people that's working $5, $6, $8, $10 jobs. I don't care if you making $40 an hour. The way prices are skyrocketing out of control, ain't nobody living situation is guaranteed in 2026. I don't care what ethnic group you are, what educational background you got. It doesn't matter. This stuff is out of control. This is why I'm bringing it out. It's scary out here, y'all. Is it just me feeling this way, or do y'all feel this way too? It can't be just me. Do I have, okay, we are reaching the end of this live. We already 2 hours in, y'all. Please share this live. People need to see this stuff, and I'm counting on y'all to share it. You never know who you know that's in this situation that I'm talking about. And the mic can help them a little bit so they can get closer to the Heavenly Father and pray about their situation. Because these devils are, it's crazy out here in 2026 in the last days we living in. Do I got any questions before I end this chat? I don't want to keep y'all too long. We gonna pick this. When I get more story about the guy that blasted his 8 racist co-workers, I will come back next week or on a future live shortly on the Shabbat about this story once I get more information and other stuff regarding jobs or whatever I see going on in the world around America. But do I have any questions now regarding this live? Any questions at all about starting your own business, being an entrepreneur, not playing with these 9-to-5 jobs, and watch these living situations? Do I got any questions about anything I brought out so far? Do y'all feel like I did right bringing this stuff out, or do y'all feel like I should have not brought this stuff out? Do y'all feel like I shouldn't have used my neighbor as an example with the eviction letter I put on her door, or do y'all think I should have did that, or y'all think I should have left it alone? Because based off Tammy, whoever that woman was, she said you just put your neighbor on blast. I don't feel like I did. I didn't even say her name. I didn't say her name. I didn't say her situation. I just said it happened. I happened to see that one of my neighbors could possibly be evicted. I did not even cover who she was, but she said I was putting her on blast. Do y'all feel that way? The rest of y'all? Because I'm tired of these devils coming up on my chat telling me when they know this stuff is crazy in America right now. Do y'all feel like this is okay for me to do stuff like that? I did not say my neighbor's name. I wouldn't do her like that. I actually feel real bad for the woman because she got children, y'all. She got children, and this is how the apartment people did her. And I already told y'all about my apartment situation where they tried to get me evicted when they know them apartments wasn't right, when they was charging us all that money. So I really had a heart for her. So I didn't like how Tammy got on my live and said that I was putting her on blast. No, I have a heart for that woman. That could be me. That could be any of us right now. The way rent prices are skyrocketing out of control and everything going on in 2026. And no jobs. Your jobs is not guaranteed. People with master's and doctor's degree can't find work. I'm hearing people talk about it all day on social media. So I don't know why she felt like I was putting that woman on blast when it was going on all over America. People being evicted, people being thrown out of their house, people losing their jobs, and nobody's secure. How do you feel like I'm putting my neighbor on blast, me saying the truth? All I did was bring out the truth, y'all. That's it. Well, if y'all, okay, so I don't see any questions so far. I will go back and look at y'all comments because I know I probably missed a lot of comments. Y'all got to understand when I start talking. Somebody said, Ashley, you are good. Tammy, full of crap. She was very full of crap. Thank you for calling that out. Tammy was straight full of crap. I don't think she was a black woman at all, y'all. She tried to say she was a black woman. I really think she was a white woman. I really do. But people lie behind social media. They lie. People lie. So you never know who you're really dealing with. So, but I didn't like what she said. So I had to do what I had to do with her. I had to put her in her place. And this is why I yell and act the way I do. For those of you that said I can't watch her channel because she's always yelling. Well, that's the reasons why I start yelling. Because when I'm trying to bring the truth to y'all, by the power of the Holy Spirit, I got people like Tammy and other people in my chat questioning why I yell. Why am I so angry? Why are you angry as a black woman bringing out this information? But yet they didn't hear nothing I said on why I am angry about what's going on. That means these people just don't care. Those are the devil's people. They gonna do what they gonna do. But you're not gonna come over here stopping nothing over here on my channel. That's all I wanted to say to y'all. But we will cover this. If I get more information about stuff going on in the world, I know we got earthquakes going on everywhere right now. That's gonna be a future live too. So look out for that. But if I have to do a part 3 to this video regarding jobs, or if I find out any information, I will be live on the Shabbat, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, for those of you that are new to my channel, talking about this stuff. You will get the notification when I'm live, okay? That's for all the new people that's on the channel, watching me for the first time, okay? Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Shabbat. I believe I covered a lot. We almost 2.5 hours in. That's why I said this live was not going to be short, because there was a lot to talk about. And it was, as y'all could see. People are getting evicted, y'all. People are being told they need to make 3 times the rent in order to even get an apartment around the United States. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, okay? And it's only going to get worse. I don't see it getting better, because we're in Revelation times. It's going to get worse. All right? Y'all stay prayed up out here. The devil is busy out here. Y'all stay prayed up. Rely on the Heavenly Father, Abba Yahuwah, for your life. Y'all need to pray without ceasing, because it's only going to get worse, because we're in those Revelation times that the Bible was talking about. Okay? Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Shabbat, and until next time, family. Shabbat shalom. Bye-bye.